Yo guys, and welcome back towards this new video here on the channel. On today's video, I'm going to go over Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I will be talking as well about why I currently think that the Bitcoin price action could go absolutely parabolic over the course of this week. So make sure to watch this video till the end because I will be explaining everything in this video. So just take 10 or 12 minutes of your time and you will be learning a ton of this market. So with that being said, guys, let's jump right away in towards the 1 hour time frame to discuss what the technical analysis is currently telling us on this 1 hour time frame. So what we can see is that Bitcoin over the course of the Sunday did came down even further, and like we do know, this orange line here in the middle is our CME gap. So currently I'm still anticipating that Bitcoin is eventually going to get dragged back towards the CME gap over the course of today or over the course of tomorrow. So personally, I'm still expecting a pullback towards the upside since the market did close significantly below the CME close on the Friday evening, of course. If we're going to look at quick some momentum indicators, we can see that the RSI is currently forming a significant amount of higher lows on the market, as well the MACD is forming higher lows on the market, together with higher lows on the moving averages. And as well, what we can currently see at that same time is that the price action still continuously forming lower lows on the market. What does this mean? This basically means that we are seeing the price action still lose its strength here, but the momentum indicators are gaining strength, resulting in a bullish divergence, resulting in a signal that the market could be potentially start to reverse from this point. So actually the 1 hour time frame is looking very bullish in terms of its momentum that it is right now creating here. If we're as well going to look at some horizontal ranges, we can see if we're going to set up a horizontal support line over here, I want to be looking at two important levels, right? So this orange line of resistance and this one over here, and I want to be setting up basically a range between here. So basically my support range I'm currently looking at is between these orange lines here and this green box. This is my support range where I do want to be seeing Bitcoin bouncing from up. Why? Is because as well, if I'm going to enable the VPVR, let me quickly enable this. We do know that this is the most traded volume range of this trend right here on the 1 hour time frame. Second of all, if I just disable the VPVR for a second, we do know that on the left side, we got a major rejection from this range. Major rejection over here, major rejection, major support, major rejection, rejection. And once we did broke above it, we exponentially grew towards the upside. So this is an important level to hold on towards. And this is actually not all too bad of a buy range for a Bitcoin. That 40.7 towards 40.8K target is definitely not a bad level to look for long positions on this market. Then moving further in towards the analysis and quickly going over the 4 hourly time frame, we can see that Bitcoin still got rejected by this horizontal resistance box of the 42.5K. This 42.5K target is one of the most important targets to be breaking on this market right here. And if we do break above it, I personally think the market is going to go exponential. But let's talk about what we're currently seeing and not what we're anticipating and what we would love to see. Because what we currently can see is something completely different. Bitcoin got rejected by this level, and while we are seeing this rejection coming in towards the market, we are still seeing the 4 hourly time frame forming a higher low on this market. So we're starting still, and we are still basically in this upward sloping trend on this market. This is actually looking pretty strong because at the same time, we are seeing the RSI forming a lower low, and we're seeing the MACD forming a lower low, and the MACD moving average also forming a lower low. What does it mean? And let me quickly enable something in the screen here. Like you can see on the left side of the screen right now here, this does mean that we're currently seeing a hidden bullish divergence getting formed on this cryptocurrency market. This is of course also an extremely bullish indication, especially because it's currently forming on the 4 hourly time frame, and this could be leading towards a massive price increasement because we don't really see a hidden bullish divergence that often, to be very clear. Then going over the daily time frame, we can see that Bitcoin is on a wider scale still in a consolidation range here, still not broke out of the downtrend. And if we're going to be enabling the EMA ribbons for a second, we can see that the EMA ribbon is a very important indicator to look at, a moving average to look at, because once we're trading above that EMA ribbon, we tend to be seeing this level providing a support. Once we're trading below it, it tends to provide us resistance. And once we then flip above it, we usually flip this level back into support. So what we can see right now, very quickly analyzing the EMA ribbon on the daily time frame, is that Bitcoin once again did broke above it. Last time we did broke above it, we right away came down again, but so far we're holding already strong for approximately 6 days in a row right now, if I say it correctly, 5 days in a row I should say. And so far, the EMA ribbon is holding us up very, very well. It is also starting to curve back towards the upside, and we could be potentially see a bullish crossover anytime soon. If we do see a bullish crossover on the EMA ribbon, this means that we are probably going to go in a very exponential surge on this market, because last time we did saw the bullish surge over here. We surged 45% in 38 days. And then over here we saw it as well, and we surged more than 53% in 40 days. So usually once we do get the crossover on the EMA ribbon, we tend to go exponential on a very rapid pace. So a period of 1 to 2 months, we can see a gain of approximately 50% on the market. So do expect, as soon as we do see that bullish crossover on the EMA ribbon, that we can also start to go parabolic. If you do want to be staying up to date about when we do cross bullish, don't forget to join out the Telegram group in the link in the description. And as well, don't forget to subscribe towards this channel, so yeah, we can keep you guys up to date about what currently is going on. Then on the wider time frame, we do know that Bitcoin on the weekly time frame is still bouncing back very strongly from this lower range of support. Of course, we can see a parallel channel is currently getting created. Top side providing resistance, lower side providing support. But what we do know is that the bull market support band is one of the most important levels to be breaking right now here. As well, this level is basically better known as the simple moving average and the estimated moving average. I don't know exactly. I think it's the 100 and 120 moving average on the weekly time frame. So what we can see is that the last time we did broke above it, we yeah, of course retested and even went exponential. And so right now we're trading below it again. And we do have to be breaking above it, because if we do break above the bull market support band, we could start to go back in towards a parabolic market structure. Last time we broke above it, of course, we surged up in approximately, let me see, 74% of 112 days. And the time we did broke above it, that time, let me see, it was over here. We surged more than 556% into 124 days. So it is actually pretty important to break above this level. But then let me right now talk about this reason why I do think Bitcoin is probably going to go even more exponential. And that is basically due to the S&P 500. If you have not looked at the S&P 500 yet here, make sure to do your research, because this is a very important asset class to look at, because the S&P 500 and Bitcoin usually move together. However, over the course of the last days, we have not been really moving together, because the S&P 500 has been recovering with more than 8% here, what is extremely a lot for the S&P 500. And Bitcoin has not been seeing that parabolic price surge towards the upside. Of course, I've been expecting this bullish breakout on the S&P 500 since we did create a bullish divergence in a falling wedge pattern. What is the typical reversal? Yeah, the reversal pattern that tends to be breaking out towards the upside. I also drew this white line already a while ago here, not even right now. Of course, you can still see it back on the channel and on the Twitter page. But right now, we are only in approximately 7% away from our all-time high, 7.5% away from our all-time high. But we are starting to look pretty bullish for the S&P 500, since we're trading in a lower high, lower high, lower high trend. And right now, we formed a higher high. And this could be leading back towards this uptrend on the S&P 500. And this could be leading towards a more bullish period in the market in general, not only for Bitcoin, not only for the S&P, but also for Bitcoin. Because if the S&P reaches new all-time highs, we can see Bitcoin getting dragged along as well towards that upside. So it is actually a pretty bullish signal that we could have right now in this market for a more bullish week for Bitcoin as well ahead of ourselves. Then as well, quickly talking about some news and some facts on this market. We do know that Bitcoin usually tends to rise here once the interest is there from the larger players. And how we can measure the interest from the larger players is that as soon as we do see more and more Bitcoins going out of exchanges, we can measure the strength of the trend and basically the strength of the interest of the asset, and basically make up our mind whether it's a good time for accumulating. Of course, in 2019, we've seen a massive increasement in available Bitcoin on exchanges. And also, we saw the price action over there still continuously falling lower and lower. So basically, the interest on Bitcoin at that point was not so high. Then, since of the pandemic crash, we came down massively. And especially, what we do want to be zooming in towards here is the beginning of 2021. As soon as we did have this summer low here, like you can see, we dipped on the market. And before the market even crashed here, we were seeing already a big spike on the Bitcoins on exchanges. Afterwards, we spiked even further on in towards the summer low in the market. And we saw a massive increasement of Bitcoin being available exchanges. Afterwards, we of course decreased massively again on the available Bitcoin on exchanges, suggesting that the accumulation was continuing from the smarter money. Of course, what we can see right now here is that also the price action went up from that point. But right now, we're once again seeing the similar things here. And also, if you don't know already, we were already having the first signals over here for a probably market reversal, since we did saw more and more Bitcoin flowing out of exchanges, and right now we're seeing the same thing. There's so much accumulation going around by these larger players, suggesting that this market is far from being over. We're seeing more and more Bitcoins going out of exchanges, and it's going to be a point that there's no Bitcoin going to be available anymore. Just think about supply and demand. Just buy as much Bitcoin as you can possibly right now, because yeah, there's still approximately 2.5 million Bitcoins available. And it could be common a day that there's only going to be maybe 100,000 Bitcoins available on those exchanges. So the trend continues. We are seeing more and more Bitcoins flowing out of exchanges. Now let me start talking about the interesting parts of this video, of course, and let's talk about the leverage in the market, because if you don't know already, leverage is one of the most important things to analyze on this market. I think that a lot of people here on the internet, or a lot of analysts, are not doing so, and I think that is absolutely terrible, because nowadays the market is indeed getting driven by leverage. What we do know, Binance is negative, OKX negative, FTX also very important to look at negative, and on the token margins we see as well Binance negative, Bybit negative. Basically all the exchanges are negative. What does it mean? It means that there's more money getting used to short the market rather than long it. What does that mean? It means there's a bigger chance on the short squeeze, and what does that basically mean as well is that the price action could easily spike up very quickly towards the upside. As well, what we do know, usually the most amount of people are not going to make profits. So what is not likely to happen is that the market is going to crash down, because then the shorters are going to make so much money, and usually there's always a balance between the people that are going to win. Usually the majority of the people doesn't tend to really win here. And since the funding is so negative, it does show us not necessarily a great time for accumulating a short position. Like you do know, I'm still in my swing trade position here, and I also opened a new trade here on Bitcoin, like you can see in the bottom side. This is right now only $1,000 in a loss here, but I am still very comfortable. I have a good entry, and I'm still very comfortable. I can take this trade back in towards a profit position. So I will be definitely keep it open for a little bit longer here. Of course, if you want to be staying up to date about that trade, make sure to follow us on the Telegram group here. So yeah, check out the link in the description where you can join our Telegram group. If we're going to talk about Ethereum, you can see Ethereum has been absolutely crushing everyone. It has been breaking out of the falling wedge, and also it has been starting to be bouncing back towards the upside. Right now, still got another, let me see. So far, it's still got another approximately 11% to go for its price target on that $3,238 because that is the price target of this falling wedge scenario. However, what's really going to start get interested is Ethereum compared to Bitcoin on the daily chart, right? We did know that we had this breakout, and of course, I've said it several times before. I've been accumulating a ton of Ethereum because Ethereum is such a beautiful asset to be holding right here. What we can see is that we are increasing our trend further and further on here. If we do break above this white line of resistance, we are officially as well starting an uptrend, because then officially we are forming higher highs on the market again rather than lower highs all the way down, of course. So it's going to be pretty important on how today's daily candle is going to close on Ethereum compared to Bitcoin chart here. If Bitcoin is really going to be experiencing a pump today, I personally think that Ethereum is going to be massively outperform Bitcoin, because Ethereum is absolutely looking like it is about to be exploding over here. So still, guys, the Ethereum 2.0 update is going to roll out in approximately 2 to 3 months from now on. Probably what we are going to be seeing with this market is that we're going to go absolutely exponential on a very rapid pace, because people are going to anticipate it. People are going to wake up out of nowhere, and they're going to FOMO in towards Ethereum and altcoins in general. So altcoins, major opportunities are occurring on the market right here. Anyways, guys, this was already a pretty long update video. It was a little bit later today because I just arrived back home from Bahrain, all the way down to Amsterdam. So I just came home, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in towards this update video. I will be back tomorrow with another update video, or even later today with a live stream. So subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.